Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're located on the earth. It's time for the end of day report with yours truly, the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from PulseWaveTrading.com, home of the world famous PulseWave Price Trigger Reports. All right, so we are now well into what has been going down. As you know, I reported last night before it started hitting the business channels. I told you about war that broke out in the Middle East between the Palestinians and the Israelis, and mad bombs dropping. Then it was brought to my attention about the whole energy crisis, and it seems like it's just like one moment everything was one way, the next moment it's another way. So the whole East Coast is now dry. Ain't no gas nowhere, especially here in the DMV. For those that don't know, the DMV is the Washington, D.C., Maryland, Virginia tri-state area. Virginia is the worst. All right, we have almost 50% of all gas stations in the entire state dry. All right, there is no gas nowhere. You get on the app, I forget the name of the gas app, where you can find out where to go, and nobody has nothing. Even if you do get lucky and roll up on the spot, the line may be a mile or two long. All right, you're not getting in. By the time you get up in there, it's gone. It's empty. So that's just what it is right now. Okay. I have been mad busy dealing with a lot of things behind the scenes. I've been in the lab last 2 weeks, heavy, like just heavy in the lab. I'm here to tell you that thankfully, I believe I've completed what I needed to do. I was doing some really heavy algo stuff with the PulseWave reports. So those of you who have been killing it lately, yeah, that's why. Because I've been in the lab. I'm rolling out some surprises here soon. Hopefully, sometime next week, I'll be able to roll out a couple of new surprises for you. I've been working hard behind the scenes to make that happen. My man Frank's been working diligently behind the scenes as well. We're trying to, make sure that everything that you have is the freshest content, the most up-to-date content, and that all of our post waivers out there have the best tool at your disposal. I will put my post waves up against any other program, system, or rule-based trading methodology on the planet. Post waves will rock their boots. All right. That's a fact. You ain't got to believe me. Just go to PulseWaveTrading.com and see for yourself. I don't have to toot my horn. The track record and the system speaks for itself. All right. With that being said, let's jump into some charts because I've had a long day. I'm exhausted. And we're going to hit a couple of these and then I'm out. I'm bouncing. All right. So first up, we got gold. I want you to take a look at what's been going on. All right. So gold did finally try to make a little run. And we did get a bullish configuration, but now look what happened. We got a crash alert sell signal for tonight into tomorrow's trading in gold. I know, rough, I know. Seems like it just can't get it together. Now, this crash alert sell signal, you can't ignore it. The reason why you don't want to ignore this is because the last 3 sell signals, 1, 2, and 3, did render significant downside production. You can see it here. You can see it here. You can see it here. And now here we are here. All right. Now, chances are we may not get no production to the downside. But just in case, you ignore this at your own peril. All right. Don't say I didn't tell you. You got to trade and do what the system tells you to do. Watch closely for the intraday price inflection points tonight into tomorrow's trading, and be cautious, be nimble, be water, my friend. Remember that when Bruce Lee said that? Be water. All right, let's take a look at silver. Silver is the same thing right now. We got a crash alert sell signal right here for tonight into tomorrow's trading. Again, you cannot ignore the silver either, because the last crash alert sell signal that we got, look what happened. Downside production. The one before that, boom, downside production. The one prior to that, you didn't get a whole lot, but you did get some downside production. The one before that, downside production. So we have been getting production for the last few crash alert sell signals. So definitely watch those intraday price inflection points for tonight into tomorrow's trading in your metals. All right, next up, take a look at the E-mini Nasdaq 100. Now you can see, look at the downside production. Your crash alert sell signal was way back here. And look at your production. All right, so you ignore the crash alert sell signals at your own peril. Look at this downside production. We've dropped from the 14,000 down to the 12,000 handle, my man. All right, you got to deal with that. You got to deal with this. All right, and this, according to this, we stopped right smack on the top of the Kumo cloud. You can't make this stuff up. The market obeyed the top of the Kumo cloud support. Now, are we going to get follow through? Is this thing about to fall off the cliff and we're in a neutral zone where breakout or breakdown is imminent? Yo, all I can say is watch those intraday price inflection points. That's all I got to say, man. If they trigger overnight or whatever, just get ready. Watch out. That's all I can tell you. Next up, what we got? We got the Dow futures, also another significant one. Look at this. Crash alert sell signal back here. Look at this downside production. Oh, we're about to fall off the cliff. Now, the Nasdaq's already at the top of the Kumo cloud, but the Dow is nowhere near that yet. It hasn't even broken the trend line support. Is the Dow just lagging behind? Do we have another 2,000 or 3,000 points downside to go in the Dow? Or are we going to bounce off the trend line support and rally like you did back here or like you did back here? The last couple crash alert sell signals, though, did give significant, substantial downside production. Can't make this stuff up, man. It is what it is. Read it and reap. Now, what about the mighty Bitcoin? I told you Bitcoin is mad volatile. I told you, I warned you. It makes you think that Bitcoin is falling apart and on its way to 3,000. That's not true. Look at the sideways. Where are we? We've gone nowhere. All this up and down fluctuation, all you're doing is obeying the range that was done on April the 18th. That's it. You're just trading the range. The range is 61,000 top side, 51,000 bottom side. That is a 10,000 point sideways trading range. We're still trading in the bar. The market is respecting the range, respecting the range. That's it. It looks like it from, oh man, the Bitcoin's down 3,000 points. No, it's not. It's trading in the range. You got a 10,000 point sideways trading range that is happening topside the Kumo cloud. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is nothing more but consolidation north of the Kumo cloud. It's not happening in the cloud. It's not happening underneath the cloud. It's happening on top of the cloud. Can the market fall down further? Of course. Crash alert sell signal here. Here's your downside production. Crash alert sell signal here. You got nothing. This one, you got a little bit. This one, you got a little bit. This one, you got a little bit. This one, more substantial. This one, just a little bit. This one, nothing. This one, nice one. This one, just a little bit. So it varies with the Bitcoin. You have to be nimble. You have to be quick. All right? Just saying. 10,000 point trading range has been established in the Bitcoin weeks ago, and the market has been trading inside of it ever since. That's it. You got one day where you closed outside the range, and that was here. All other days consecutively have been inside the range. There's nothing happening. You've been neutral, bullish, mostly neutral. Look at this. Look at the extent in the last couple of weeks. You've had a longer term of being in the neutral zone than you have in the bullish zone. So we're sideways. We're going nowhere. Chicken time bomb, bottom right-hand corner right here. All right. That means whether you're going to break down or we're going to break out, one or the other. All right. Just saying. The markets are giving us what they're giving us. All right. Next up, we got DOT. DOT has been doing the same thing. What do you know? April the 18th. Wow. Here's the trading range that has been established. It's just trading in the zone. This is the zone. All right. The zone ranges from 44 to 32. That's another wide range. So you got a 12-point trading range in DOT. Market is staying inside the range for the last several weeks. And you can see that right here. All right. Yeah, we got that crash alert sell signal for tonight into tomorrow's trading. But I am not really expecting it to do anything. It went from neutral to bullish, but we're not moving. We're still in the zone. We need to get out of the zone in order for this market to really do something. So this is just what's going on right now. And that's because of all of the uncertainty, all of the confusion. They don't know what they don't know. And markets do not like not knowing what's what. So we got inflation, which is real. We got an energy crisis right now, which is real. We got bombs literally dropping in the Middle East, which is real. We got the nations of the world saying they're tired of the U.S. and they're alliancing together against the U.S. The U.S. right now is in jeopardy of losing the reserve currency status of the American dollar. It's chaos, ladies and gentlemen, chaos. All right, so just saying. All right, I don't think people realize and appreciate what it means to be in this type of a scenario. I don't think they appreciate it at all. They don't understand what's at stake. Energy is everything. All right, take a look at this crude oil futures chart. All right, so you got the crash alert sell signal, got that initial nice production, only for it to pop back up here, and the bears are still holding the oil at bay. Right now, there's a stranglehold, man, on the energy. I wouldn't be surprised if the next thing you hear is that instead of this just being an East Coast thing, it becomes a nationwide thing. And if that happens, then other unintended consequences will take place. Energy is everything, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Energy is everything. If you don't have fuel, you can't run the economy. You can't do anything. All right. The 911 dispatcher cannot help you. They cannot dispatch a cop to your location because ain't no gas. The ambulance ain't coming. Ain't no gas. The fire truck is not coming. There's no gas. All right. The buses ain't going to run because there ain't no gas. You need to understand what this truly means. Even trains will be affected. Even air traffic and air travel will be affected. Hospitals will be affected. Yeah, you may be saying, "Oh, you just stretching it, man. You fear mongering. It ain't all of that." All right, well, let's just walk down this road a little bit. Walk with me. Okay, so we know that the police and the ambulance and fire trucks, they got their own little pump, their own little tanks and stuff like that. But what happens when the tank runs dry? Like over, like almost 3,000 gas stations here on the East Coast. What happens? Where they going to get their stuff from? If the trucks are not rolling because there's no fuel to roll with, what then? Backup generators, most hospitals have, but they run on something called fuel. What happens when there's no fuel to run the backup generators? What happens with air traffic, air travel? See, that proves that you're dumb. You don't know, man. Air travel is jet fuel, man. You don't know nothing. Okay, I'm gonna prove to you that you don't know nothing. Because in order for the jet to get refueled, it's going to need a truck, a fuel truck that runs on fuel to deliver the gas to the plane. Well, they have their own, tank farms. At the airport, they got tank farms, and these pipes they run directly to the AOA where the planes are located. Blah blah blah. You sound really intelligent, don't you? But here's the problem. You didn't think about this. The trucks cannot get there. The trucks is what carries the equipment to get the housing unit hooked up to the plane to fuel the plane. The fuel trucks run on fuel. If there's no fuel, how's the truck going to get to the plane, and how's the plane going to take off with no fuel? You get what I'm saying? Fuel is everything. You got to have unleaded, you got to have diesel, you got to have fuel. If the tanker trucks can't get the fuel to the gas stations, you got a problem. If the tanker trucks can't deliver the energy to where it needs to go, we got a problem. You got a problem. All right, this is a problem, but I believe that this is a man-made problem. Let me explain what I mean. I said this in the video last night. I believe that this is manufactured crises. All right, there are tank farms all over, all up and down, all throughout the country. Not to mention the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, Board of Trade, all of that. They have, in order to have a commodities market, you got to have storage facilities. There's huge tanker facilities down south. I don't remember if they had the tank farm in Tennessee or where it is, but I know it's down south, somewhere down there. They got a giant tank farm with all this reserve, oil and stuff. All right, same thing with the gas. They have tank farms. Gas can get to where it needs to get to, but there's other issues at play. That's all I'm saying. And then, it don't make sense. So yeah, this can affect, if it goes on long enough and gets more so of a crisis. If they can't get this thing, locked in the next couple of days, literally, it's going to be a crisis. It's going to be a problem. Then you're going to have famine because now the delivery trucks can't get the food to the grocery store. Walmart can't get its goods. Do you know how many goods are shipped by the tractor trailers? If they can't get no fuel, then the trucks can't run. Well, what about trains? We use trains. Yeah, but the train can't deliver your goods to the front door of the Walmart. They can't deliver the goods to the Whole Foods grocery store. Last time I checked, there's no train track that runs directly up to the back door of the Whole Foods. You need a tractor trailer to unload everything, to get it to where it needs to go. You need fuel. All the barges can come in as all they want to, but you need fuel to run the equipment to get the stuff off the barges to get everything where it needs to go. Everything is fuel. Everything is energy, man. So if they're doing this on purpose, you have to ask yourself a question. Why is that? Also, let's look at the track record. Okay, so in 2020, what did we have? In 2020, we had a breakdown of the supply chain because of the lockdowns. So last year it was, oh man, I can't find no toilet paper. I can't find no bacon. This year, now it's, oh, we don't have no gas. We ain't got no fuel. How you supposed to get to work for those that don't work, from home? You gotta commute. You gotta drive there. How you gonna get there with no gas? Now you can't get to work. So now you got mad people that can't get to work because they don't have no fuel, they don't have no gas. All right, so you can't make it to work. This is a big deal, and this has the potential, if it goes on any longer, to be way worse than the 1970s when they had the fuel shortages and lines a mile long to get gas. All right, this will dwarf that. All right, so just want to make this plain so y'all can understand what we're dealing with. I told you months ago that you were going to start seeing issues in the supply chain, the breakdown of the supply chain. Everything's a supply chain. In order for you to get the goods and services that you take for granted, there is a supply chain that is in effect, and you just need to understand how this works. So hopefully, this can pass real quick. If this is a psyop, hopefully they can say, okay, fine, we got the data that we needed. We can end the psyop, because if this goes on any longer, it will hit, nationwide state of emergency, and it could get real ugly real quick. So just FYI, if you have fuel wherever you are, you want to go fuel up. Those that are listening on the East Coast, hang in there. Those of you in the Midwest and the West Coast, you want to go, and when you finish listening to this report, go fill up your tank. Go fill up your gas, man. Go fill it all the way up, just in case this thing starts to spread to the rest of the country. I don't trust the government. Never have, never will. And there's no guarantee that this won't spread to the rest of the country. All right. So this is an incremental thing that's happening, and we just got to be diligent about it. And since they don't like talking about stuff until they are forced to talk about it, I figured I had to deal with it for you. So that's what we're doing here today. All right, y'all know what it is, man. Smash that like button. And remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. And I'm out. Peace.